Charles Barkley announced that he was retiring
Next year
from the show.
That's it.
And Kenny Smith, Ernie, and Shaq were upset because in his whole retirement speech, he never mentioned them. I would like to say to you, some bitches, if I retire or expire, and y'all don't mention me, look for me to show up in your bedroom, floating.
I'm sorry, D.
And talking shit.
Well, that's cold. He didn't mention them.
Low
I'm gonna
down
be-
son of a bitch.
I'm gonna be like, Bo hog the mic, D. He both hogging the mic. We could get you in there.
Yeah, it seemed like he could have said something and even made it, comical,
would
like
think,
it being
man.
a slight roast
Yeah.
of his.
But it could be
comrade.
something as simple as he just forgot.
Right.
Or being that he's
It
not
could
going
not been intentional.
or
Or
being
maybe
that
he
he's
already
not going
told
to
him how
retire
much.
until next year. He probably looked at it.
Yeah.
Ain't no need to say nothing to y'all now. I'll wait till next year to say
I don't think he's
something.
gonna shut it down.
I think he should have said something. This is my entertainment mind just changed. I think it's all a ploy to get more money.
That's what I think.
He said, I'll leave. I don't need this shit.
But
They-
they don't have a contract.
You
No
gonna
more.
offer me?
I'ma
you gonna
ask
offer
him.
me 15 million, 20 million?
TNT don't have a contract.
I don't
anymore.
need this.
It don't matter. The next group.
picking him up.
Yeah, they'll pick him up. They're gonna pick up that group.
Really?
You know, I'm gonna ask him when I see him though. I see him. He's always downtown, not that far from. No, right down the street where I live. No, I see him. Serious, like he's always like hanging out on 11th Street. I see him all the time. So
11th
I-
Street. Where's 11th Street? Alabama.
Alabama.
No, 11th Street pub, like right down
telling
here.
you telling
yeah.
everybody where to go find him at. Then maybe he gonna have to change his location.
You asked him. You talked to him. What's the last thing you asked him?
The last thing I didn't ask. The last thing I told him was
Told him
that.
some shit.
Well, they was making an assessment.
He getting all his
Last
information.
thing you told him is,
Roman
my brother
Getting all
Roman
his
Brown,
tips.
you know.
Getting all his
What's the last
tips.
thing you told
You
him?
giving them the tips.
No,
What's the last thing you told him, man?
the last thing I told him was
Yeah.
that
Job, Robert Brown.
I don't see why we put so much into the Lakers. And I'm a diehard Laker fan.
You told Charles Barkley.
Why we put so much into the Lakers?
Why did we put? What does that mean?
Intention, like we just put so much focus on the Lakers, and he just like agree with you. Well, you just sitting there talking with his buddies and stuff.
And what he said, I'll go ahead and sign your autograph now.
I don't have to ask. That was my first time seeing him. I met Charles Barkley years ago down in New Orleans.
Yeah.
So that was my first time seeing him. He just learned that since I hadn't seen him in a while that I live not that far. So
You
then
don't tell the
it becomes-
location.
Live not that far from him.
yeah. Well, not from where he hang out at.
Where he hang out.
That's it,
Job, Roman brother.
man.
I got a tip for you.
Nah, that was my first time. Charles is an Alabama guy. We all good.
Job, Alabama.
Yeah, he Alabama.
Roman brother.
Yeah.
Job.
There's definitely shit going on in there. What do you think with your
Auburn.
sports expertise? What do you think about Bronny and LeBron?
I mean, I don't agree with that type of nepotism, and I don't justify it because they say executives and white people do it. I don't
You
justify
don't like
it.
nepotism? What do you think about Creflo Dollar's wife preaching?
I mean, I feel like women
been
shouldn't be in the.
Huh?
She been preaching.
Yeah, but that ain't something I agree with either. But that ain't my cross to bear.
Oh.
You say women shouldn't be able to preach
It
nothing.
says that in the Bible.
Yeah, that ain't my cross to bear.
Yeah, one was preaching at my church last Sunday.
I'm just telling you.
She was good too.
And
It
they
was
are
a little
good.
bit, honey,
George
honey, let me
Meyer,
tell you, but,
George Meyer,
you
there are a
know.
lot of them that can really speak,
Honey,
but
let
we
me
just
tell
know what
you.
the book
Yeah.
say.
Yeah, honey, let me tell you. Honey, let me tell you. Honey.
You know, the book say. All I'm saying is like
She
I
was
understand.
good, though. I like
I
it.
think we sometimes put so much into certain athletes and we love them so much, and you justify it. But nobody said anything that Jerry Rice and Jerry Rice is the real GOAT, and nobody said anything about Jerry Rice when his son went in the went in the 7th round.
I didn't know that.
Marvin Harrison's son.
Jerry Rice was the best football player ever lived.
Yeah.
And his son,
I like
Marvin
Jerry
he was
But-
like
but
third
hold
in
on.
he was like third in the
But hold on,
Pac-12
Brian.
in
Hold on,
touchdown.
hold on.
Your
Brian.
son would never do
But they
that.
but Jerry Rice
Let me
didn't
tell
play
you
at the
what.
same time. Jerry Rice didn't play at the same time his son. I think it's great that LeBron has put himself in position to do this for his son. All these white owners, they done put their sons in executive offices. That's nepotism. Or
Man,
they,
again,
or they
just
best
because
qualified-
they doing it doesn't
or
make
they
it
the
right.
best qualified for the job.
Let me tell you
Just
something.
because they
with
doing it
regards
don't make
to
it right.
Being a former athlete, part of your success as an athlete is your heart, man. You take LeBron James, you take Jordan, all them guys came up relatively poor.
Yeah.
When you are the son of them multi-millionaires,
Right.
you're not gonna have the same drive
Right.
that your daddy had as a poor man.
Yeah.
And half of being an outstanding athlete is the drive, man.
Right.
And you're not gonna have that drive when you've been rich all of your life.
Yeah.
And the children of LeBron, the children of Jordan, have been rich all their life. So they're not gonna have that die hard.
Right.
You know, they're not gonna have that, man.
I don't think you have to be
that
poor
dog.
to be a great athlete, though.
I'm
Yeah,
not
but-
saying
but-
that.
but-
But what
I'm
he's saying is that dog,
if you
that
don't have
bite, that
drive,
hunger.
that dog, that
Right.
fight, you're
Yeah.
not going to have it
And to agree with
like your
DC
daddy
saying,
had it, who came up
You can have it different,
with
though.
no draws.
Like
My
Kobe.
daddy,
Kobe
no
had
draws.
that dog in him. Kobe did not come up poor.
Oh, he came up rough though.
But,
Yeah.
I mean, his father was an athlete.
He came
He
up
didn't
rough.
come up poor. The
He
brother was
didn't come
traveling.
up
He
poor.
wasn't-
He didn't come up poor, but he came up. You know, they had some issues.
I'm just saying, Kobe got more drive than 99% of the basketball players.
And you like Mook Man used to be on here. I used to talk about the
Probability,
exception-
possibility.
probability, and possibility.
Possibility.
So you bring up an exception to the rule. Name another one.
I'm just saying, I grew up with a lot of people that's poor, and they didn't amount to nothing. They dope fiends, they out there, they locked
mean,
up. It don't
D-
always work out just because you poor.
I mean,
You grew
DM,
up with anybody poor that was successful, as you would deem successful.
Yeah, I'm from a place in St. Louis. I ain't gonna lie. The area I'm from,
St. Louis or
University City,
East St. Louis?
University City. We don't even necessarily. They say we from University City, Missouri. Like it ain't
They
even part of St.
successful.
Louis.
They say you successful
Nelly
from there
Cedric
if
the
you just
Entertainer
move.
from there.
Yeah, but
Red Fox was from there.
Yeah.
Like everything.
St.
I ain't
Louis.
gonna say everything, but you can name 100 people from University City, Missouri that actually came up. All of the. I'm telling you, it's odd, but it's crazy, and that's the same place.
But
I'm
still though-
just telling you
but what
that
the-
part of being successful.
Right.
You take business, you take athletes. Part of it is if you came up hard. Who was that make
Jason
song?
Tatum
I
from
came
there.
up
Jason
hard.
Tatum from the same neighborhood.
And he be talking about how daddy wasn't shit. His mama raised. Man, I'm saying
I'ma
if you
say
are the
his-
son, if you are the son or the daughter of a millionaire, you are not gonna have the same drive
Right.
as your daddy who
Right.
came up with one sock and
'Cause-
no draw on some day because they were poor. You're not gonna have the same.
because what
drive.
DC
I'm telling you.
saying,
but
like
DC
Jerry
but
Rice
DC
Jr., who grew up with Jerry Rice, he played receiver, but he didn't do as well. Now there's one that played at USC and didn't grow in the same house as Jerry. You know, the one he was that outside dude.
Outside
Let me put
yeah,
it- let me
he
put it
getting it.
another
You know,
way.
you can tell he that
I
dog
know it's hard
that
to
like
take.
you didn't feed me like you fed others. So I'm gonna show you why I'm the
Yeah.
best
I'm
one. And
gonna
you
put
can
it
see,
another way.
you can see it in
It's
his
hard to
game.
take,
Like he's violent,
but
he runs hard.
poverty-
He's a different guy.
Poverty develops character. And aside from the physical aspects of being bred to be slaves, is two reasons that black folk excel over white folk in sports. One reason is black folk were bred to be stronger. During slavery, you wanted the biggest, strongest nigga you could breed to sell. So as a result of that, physically, athletically, in general, black folk are the more dominant race.
And they're starting to catch up
And
a little bit.
because of mental and emotional distress until like this generation, it was a thing for black folk to come up. So you cannot expect Michael Jordan's son to have the same drive that Michael Jordan had, because Michael Jordan was poor. But his son has been rich.
Probably had no central
all
air.
his life.
Jordan probably had no
He
central
ain't got
air
no- he
and all
ain't
that
got to
stuff.
fight. I
But
mean,
his son
he
might
may-
figure out
he
how
be
to
in there
make-
and the trainer tell him, give me one more. He'd be like, man, fuck you.
But his son might figure out how to make more money in the end, though. It's
That's
still like you got to
possible.
pass
That's
the torch.
possible.
You take it so far, you can only go so far because your life has got to end.
Well,
you
Marcus-
got to pass the torch.
Marcus is with the
right.
Jordan brand.
I
I
Marcus
just
is
think he
with the
should find his own drive and his own zeal for what he want and build off of that, not try to walk in his father's legacy.
Well, you can
I
say
think
that and all
but
that.
DC, he
But
may have
he
this,
doesn't have the talent that his
He
daddy
may have
had.
a
He doesn't
pride
have the
factor,
drive
though.
that
That's
his
true.
daddy had.
he may have a
That's true.
pride factor to say, hey, I want to be good because my father was great. I want to play hard.
Right.
I want to
That drive is not as
I
strong
know.
as I want to buy my mama a house.
Right. Like a perfect example.
We
Yeah,
want
that's
to get
true.
out. We want to get out
I wanna be off
these
of food
fucking
stamps.
projects, man.
But he training with his daddy. He training with his daddy.
Yeah.
DC. His daddy
The-
put
the
him through
way the
same
NBA
training
I don't
he
give
go
a
through.
shit. I'm talking about the in heart. I'm talking about the heart.
Like-
I'm talking about the drive.
It's a
man.
different heart. And that's
And
what
the
y'all
child-
are missing.
The child
It
of
is.
a rich person is
Yeah.
not gonna have the drive.
Right.
You got to have a drive, man.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be an athlete and you out there in the training tell you, give me one more, man. A rich child versus a poor child. Poor child saying, I'm gonna get the pro by my mama house.
Hey.
Rich child talking about, man, I'm going to the bar.
ADC,
Hell is you
ADC,
give you one more. I'll pay you. My daddy pay you. Get out of here.
ADC. Romo's trying to train my niece's daughter on how to run. He's like, London, you need to get out here like you being chased by a scalded dog. And she looking at him like, Daddy, what the heck is a scalded dog?
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly. She don't
and he had to
understand.
pause and catch herself. He said, "I had to catch myself because my daughter don't know what running
She
like.
don't
Like I'm being
understand.
chased by a scalded dog. For every dog she's seen, she didn't have to run
But they
from."
need a scarlet dog. Let it see. You
So-
got something.
But
So he
DC,
didn't know.
but I agree
Didn't know.
with DC because when I lived in Virginia, where my son, I brought him up pretty well, and the AAU teams,
Is that the one you told to beat woman?
the AAU teams, when they played against the inner city kids,
Beat the
they
karate
used
chick.
to tear those boys up. And our team,
That's
right,
why.
right, because they were sleeping with rats and they're going back to drug addicts, all that type of life. And I thought about that thing. I said, and I told my mom, I said, I gotta take him back to the hood. So every weekend I would take him to the hood
Yeah.
and let him play.
Let him sleep in somebody's house. With
Well,
rats.
not that. Let him play ball with them. And so I'm gonna make it real quick. He said, he said, Mom, they're not gonna let me play. You gotta earn this.
Right.
They're not gonna. So our kids, they're used to being given something.
Yeah.
So the drive is different. It's definitely different, and it helped. It helped him. However, if he would have been raised in the hood in that
Yeah.
mentality,
Yeah.
it would have been a whole different drive.
Because you get a general street hustle mentality.
I want to see Bronny in the summer league. See what
and
really
you are
happened.
not going to perform. You're not going to be a diehard. You're not going to go the extra mile when everything has been.
It's easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DC,
Yeah.
my brother, right? His daughter played AAU basketball, so they from Alabama. She played with a predominantly all-white team. My brother's daughter,
Your
yeah,
niece.
my niece.
Yeah.
She played with a predominantly all-white team. She was the best on the team. She,
Oh, yeah.
she made
Exactly.
50 points a game.
yeah.
They got sponsors. They got the same outfits, nice shoes, and everything. They came to Atlanta to play one of the AAU tournaments. He said,
ragged ass girl.
he said a girl from Memphis and New Orleans came in there with their hair pulled back in ponytails, different color outfits on, mismatched
Size
shoes.
don't match.
Warm up.
He said them girls look like they wasn't. If they didn't win, they wasn't gonna feed them. He said
Yeah.
them girls were playing so hard.
Yep.
He said my
Yeah.
daughter quit after that. I can't play with them girls.
Yeah.
He said them girls like they wasn't gonna. If
'Cause I
they said
can't-
y'all don't win, we ain't feeding y'all.
Our kids' ears, they tender. Like when our kids, their ears are tender. When he was on the basketball court, he was at Lee Park in Petersburg, Virginia, and the boys was like, "Yeah, your mama ain't shit. Your bitch ass mama." And I saw him throw the ball down because I sat in the car. Throw the ball down. So I'm jumping out, with my little girlfriend with me. And I'm like, what's going on with you? He's like, Mom, they called you a B. I said, boy, get your tail
Get your ass back in there, boy. You gonna make me?
back
I'll be
out
a
there. The
bitch.
first time
Get your bitch ass back out.
Big-
That's exactly what I said. Get your hands gonna back out there and play
I been a bitch.
basketball.
I been a bitch. Play hard.
He was, and then you seen him, he's light, but when he was young, he was really lighter than Bullhead. So he was totally red. So I
You can't get lighter than Bullhead.
I missed something.
Like, what the heck they doing
I'm
there?
just saying. I thought I missed them. I thought I was gonna I'm about to go to jail because who doing something? But their ears are tender. They don't understand.
telling
Like
you.
you said, that dog that
So
thrives.
who was arguing with me at first?
No, I'm just saying that if you look at the NBA as a whole, it's room for everybody to shine. Like,
Yeah.
you know LeBron James, you know Michael Jordan, you know Kobe, but you know John Paxson, you know Steve Kerr, you know a gang of 3-point shooters that ain't all come up. I'm even sure. I don't think Reggie Miller came out of no.
Reggie Miller.
You're very
You know what I'm
wrong.
saying? And so-
they wasn't
so-
rich.
No, he
Now,
wasn't rich.
This boy, what's the white boy, tall boy now? They was rich. Tall boy, he was a center during Reggie's days. And he used to talk about. He said, "I don't need that basketball."
but
Talking about Detlef Shrimp?
Deadly Shrimp.
huh?
Detlef Shrimp
No.
or
Reggie.
Vita
You play with
Savanas.
Reggie?
Start with an L, yeah.
Oh,
He was a center.
Lane Bird.
Lambeer.
Bill
Lambert.
Lambert.
They say Lambeer. They say his father, his grandfather, all of them was millionaires.
So at a certain
But
point,
you hear what
even,
DC just said? He said, I ain't got to take this. I don't need this.
Yeah.
yeah, but they got a
mentality was
certain
different.
ego. It's a certain level of still.
Right.
I'm rich and I feel like I'm the shit.
Kyrie
And I'll
Irving
be
got one
damned
of
if
the
you think
highest
you better than
IQ.
me.
But
in the
when it
country.
comes
Kyrie got
down-
Steph Curry.
Antro
Steph
Roll.
Curry.
To the
He
gym.
ain't had no bad role.
Kyrie Irving got the
Huh?
highest IQ in the country. He don't have to play basketball.
So I'm saying, basically, long story short, I'm saying some
Steph.
people have to overcome hardships of life. Some people, if you don't have to, if that does not give you
Let
the
me tell
drive,
you.
what will give you the drive is all of these coaches, all of these
Hardships.
personal trainers that's in your ass talking about this is how you do it.
Hardships develop character, man.
And 6 trainers
That's
will
what
be
I'm
better
saying.
than one badass baby daddy and a mama that's on crack. I swear, if you rich and you got 6 good trainers in your life, that's gonna
No.
beat out a
You're not
crackhead
gonna
mama
have-
and a baby daddy.
You
that
don't
ain't-
understand hard then, player. Because I'm telling
It can
you,
go both ways, man.
I've
It's
seen
being
some.
around.
No, it
can
ain't
go
gonna
both
go
ways.
But
both
guess
ways.
what?
You normally the hard times develop character. That's why black folk excel
Yeah.
in sports.
Look,
That's half.
I would
Little
agree that to the
league
last
coaches,
15
look
years. though.
Because we've had it so rough, so they don't care nothing about.
Right.
And Caitlin Clark
But the last
in
15,
the
20 years
WNBA
has
get
changed
knocked
it.
on her ass. They like, whoa. Angel Reese get knocked on her ass. You know.
Little
I
league-
came up in the ghetto. I was fighting in 4th grade, 5th grade.
All
This ain't
the-
shit.
Go ahead.
Little league coaches will tell you my best player
They're
can't come
terrible.
to the game most of the time.
They're
He
terrible.
got no
I
ride.
hate
say
today's
that.
little
Gotta
league
go pick him
coaches.
up.
Because
Gotta go pick
I
him
used to be one of them parents that go
I
pick
hate
them up.
today's
I'm
little
like,
league
stop
coaches.
volunteering me. But I'm going to get you, baby.
we need to win.
Because we need to win.
If you look at the next superstars coming up, even when you look at the Olympics, them superstars, all their parents were superstars already. It's they.
Yeah, in the last 10 or 15 years, it's starting to change. Yeah.
In terms
You
of
talking about the Olympics?
Superstars.
Well, just
versus
period. Just you
superstars
got
versus superstars.
It's a little different,
in the
though.
last 10, 15 years, you do have multiple
It's a little different.
and guys that ain't gotta come from the struggle that are playing now. It's
I
changed
mean,
a
I'm
little
not
bit.
against nepotism. I'm not against, you got some inborn talent. Naturally, you would expect LeBron James' son to be. I mean,
play.
And I'm
he's
not
got
mad
some,
at
he's
him.
got some extraordinary insight to the game and
Right.
blah blah blah.
But
you
before-
expect Michael Jordan's son, who
But when you
never
see his
really-
younger brothers better than him,
NBA
that's
level.
where the problem comes at for me.
Before
Well-
we move on, the only difference is LeBron is at the same age, maybe to play with his son at the same time.
Right.
There's other NBA players that got kids in the NBA.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's no different.
Oh, you got
It's
Sam
just that he
Walton
is
and
playing at the
Sam
same
Walton's
time
son
Right.
with his
Right.
son.
You got
And
a lot
I
of
think
guys
that's a
who-
good look for
You
black
got an
men.
advantage.
Yeah.
He's playing NBA with his son.
Yeah.
That's a good look for black men. So,
I'm looking at it from a
however anybody
franchise
may
standpoint that they're
I
gonna
get
destroy
it,
us.
but you know what?
They're
I'm
gonna
also-
sell some tickets for a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's killing us.
Every team
But now, is it
got
gonna
some
help the
scrubs
team?
on the team.
Right.
Every
When you
team
got-
got some scrubs
When
on
you
the team.
got the Warriors trading Klay Thompson away, and they've been a staple, with Klay and Steph, so
Draymond
that
said
it's,
Klay was
it's
there.
all business.
Yeah.
But hold on, man.
It's all business,
You look
man.
at Clemson football team. The
Right.
coach's son is on the team, and he's the worst player on the team, but he's on the team.
He
Right.
ain't going nowhere.
See
And
what I'm
they,
saying?
and they dropping
If I
off
was
He
too.
made his son on the team.
Yeah,
If I was
I
a
know.
coach, I'd put my son out there. They'd be like, but he ain't got but one leg. You all
still
say
gonna
kick the
play.
ball.
Bo, holler at the.
Yeah.
We got to shut that person. out.
Oklahoma State's son is on the team, and he came.
Good. What's the, we got
Shout out to all of we've had several people today for whatever reason. Several people
Yeah, the gear. Tell them what we shut them
have
up for.
sent in money and
Yeah.
Thank you,
shout,
people.
shout out to y'all.
Happy
Before
Thank you,
we
BC.
go, before we really appreciate it, man. There are too many to list them individually, Dave, but you know you are. Shout out to Joe the insurance man. What's Joe's name?
Joe the insurance man.
Yeah. State Farm. Joe McKnight.
Oh, okay.
My main man,
Oh,
Joe
okay.
McKnight. I've been meaning to shout him out for a long time.
Okay.
He's a supporter of the show. Before we go to BET Awards, let's close with it. Well,
Talk about it right
happy
fast.
July 4th.
DC.
Y'all be careful. I was coming over here. I counted 9 police cars sitting on the side, just waiting to pull people over. But they got the radar and all that shit.
But they should though.
So y'all be careful. They
Really
should
be
put them
careful.
on.
Don't
They
drink
should
and drive.
put
Don't
them over on
smoke and
July
drive.
4th. Tomorrow barbecue. Y'all Smoke your weed and then sober up before you drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, do that.
Man,
But
what
don't
they looking for is bad plates out here. They not coming from St.
Obey
Louis. I done came from the same area that, you know, they done been harassed by the Justice Department for being racist in the way they pull over people. But out here in Atlanta, I will say they only gonna pull you over if your plate's bad. If your plate's bad, the police gonna know about it. Don't
Well,
think you.
I just don't need you driving
They pull
150
you over.
miles
I
an hour
got
on
pulled over the
I-20.
other day coming from Memphis. I was doing 4 miles over speed limit.
Oh, he was being picky.
Yeah, he ain't give me no ticket.
Because
But
he recognized
pulled
who
me
you
over.
was.
No, but
He
he
was
pulled
being
up
picky.
mine. He said, man, you got your driver's license. So I had it in my compartment right there in between the seats, you know, the glove. White boy. I said, man, it's in here. Richard was laughing. I said, it's right in here, man. You want me to get it? Or you won't get it?
Right.
And the white guy, he started laughing. He said, go on, get it out, man. I said, okay, it's in here now.
Exactly.
You was going 4 miles over the limit.
Yeah.
That's a racist
I doing
police.
74 and
Being picky.
That's racist as hell. You should never get pulled over doing 74 and a 70. That's
But
not gonna stick in court.
you cannot have that conversation and get out of a ticket.
Oh no, you
exactly.
can't have that conversation.
So I was
But
like,
you was in the Rolls Royce though, huh?
It's definitely
no,
yes and
I was
sir.
in my Escalade. But let me tell you what I said. He came up. He didn't come to my side. He went around to the passenger side, rolled down the window, and I switched my radio station to the gospel station.
Yeah.
I gotta say
And I
this.
said, oh, let me
I'm
finish
sorry.
this
I'm
stuff.
sorry.
And I said, he said, man, you're doing 74. I said, what? I said, man, this damn speedometer said 71. He said, I'm going to tell you why. You got these big wheels on here. He said, your speedometer gives you a false reading. I said, you know what? You just right as you can be. He said, I ain't going to give you a ticket. But he said, give me your license. Let me run your license. Give me your insurance. I said, it's in here, man. I said, it's in here,
45.
man. I said, it's in here. You want me to get it or you want me to let you get it? He said, go on get it. He started
What color
laughing.
was this officer?
White boy.
He said he was a white boy.
But I'm telling you, man, once he started laughing,
You knew you had him.
I had him.
Yeah.
And
That's
actually,
wrong.
I
4
know
miles
he
over the limit should nobody be pulled
and I
over
know
for
he was
that.
lying because I was doing 78. So I know motherfucker you didn't clock me at doing no 78.
Until you 11
He
miles
racial-
over the
he
limit, you should
racial
never be pulled
profiled
over.
you. That's what that was. He
Hey,
was.
Pat.
What was you going to say?
I just had to say this. Brian might get mad, but somebody said,
Yeah.
ask a bootleg preacher if it's
Bootleg
nepotism.
preacher, yeah.
Nepotism if the mega churches appoint their kids as senior pastors without handing them.
Well, that's kind of
the
what I
reins.
was getting at when I was talking about Creflo Dollar's wife.
First off, I'm going
She
to
a
say,
preacher
ain't no
now,
bootleg preachers on the panel.
Talk for him.
That's
Ain't
right.
no bootleg preachers on
No,
the
we
panel.
don't do bootleg.
We don't do bootleg.
Now, we might backslide on occasion.
we don't no bootleg.
Get him, Brian. So what you gotta say, Brian? Talk to the people.
Man, I just got distracted from a message I got. I'm sorry.
He did a Donald Trump.
just
I don't know
got
who you are. You're not important.
I just got distracted, man, from this
Okay.
message I got.
Everything
So-
all right, man?
She
It
not,
is
she not
super.
coming
Huh?
through tonight. She
It
not
ain't-
coming over tonight.
It ain't
no,
for me.
no, no, no.
It ain't for me. It's
What, the
it's
little
supposed-
boy
it ain't
look
for me.
like
It's
you?
for me.
You got
It's all-
called in for a
it ain't
DNA
me.
test?
Nah, man. I'm
You
good.
are the father.
Nah, not at all. I just don't understand when people want to say meet with you. Yeah,
There's
I don't understand
immaculate
it.
conception.
The what?
Immaculate conception, huh?
Hey, look, man. All I'm saying is, don't text me. You saying you're gonna do one thing, then you're gonna try to make a request for us to do it. Like,
Hold
it's
up,
y'all.
Rim. Hold up, Rim.
Yeah. I'm just saying. That's what I'm totally lost. Like I
Don't
said, I
say
got
you
the
coming
message.
over and then you saying you ain't coming.
That we need
You
to
ain't
come.
coming
that-
over. And this
Oh,
first
what the
Sunday,
thing is,
you
what the
looking
thing
forward
is,
to everything.
what the thing is, they're doing it, but it's still like they're trying to get us to cater to their rules.
Sister JJ was asking you basically about nepotism. If I'm interpreting this
church.
right in the church. What
Pastor
about
and-
You
pastor
talking about
and
like
son?
TD Jakes having his daughter? TD Jakes having his daughter take over the church and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's a good example. What you think? About
I mean, I don't agree with it because you got to be called. Like, man, I
what
don't.
about Joel Osteen? Didn't he take over from his daddy, Joel Osteen?
Yeah,
Joel
he
Lynch took
did.
over his, and then
And,
Pastor John Hagee gave the church to his son.
What about
Barney?
Farrah?
Barney
Andy
What's
Stanley,
his name?
Charles
Start with
Stanley.
What started with an F? Back in the day. What's the man named? Big white preacher. And when
John Hagee.
When I was start with an F. He dead now, but when I was on Grace Under Fire and Brett Butler, who was the star of Grace Under Fire, lived here. So every Friday she would charter a plane. We'd fly back and forth.
Right.
from L.A. to here.
Started
on
with an
Friday.
F?
Started with an F. Not Farrah, Frank. Started with an F.
But either way it goes.
Anyway,
like,
it was his jet.
I'm a firm believer
Everything
God
in there
calls you to do it. Don't need to be to that church though.
Gold dishes. I'm talking about literally gold.
Man.
Gold all in the bathroom.
Some of these
But
dudes
he
overdo
was he was a preacher. What's his name, man?
Y'all
And
ever been
then-
to a Baptist
And
convention?
he would rent out his jet on the weekends when he wasn't
Falwell.
traveling. Jerry.
Somebody saying you Jerry.
Oh,
Jerry
Jerry
Falwell.
Falwell. I remember him.
And we would rent it. She would rent his jet, and we would fly here because she lived in Marietta. I lived in East Point.
So did he pass it to his son?
Yeah, he did. He did
I'm
the same.
gonna say for sure,
understand
yes,
Said they
God
apologize
should
for
call
calling
you.
bootleg.
But at the same time, just like you can have curses over your family, you can have blessings over your family. You can have a lineage of preachers
my chat.
or ministers that operate in because even a preacher and a comedian is very similar. Every
you're
good preacher
right
got
about
a
that.
comedian in him.
You're right about
So
that.
that's what I'm saying. It like my
Every
mother's
preacher got a good
my
comedian in
mother's a
him?
Minister.
I don't know if I'm gonna let you ride with that one.
You're right.
Got every preacher got a good comedian in them?
Well,
I'm just saying,
he got
a great
sense of-
minister
sense
is
of
also
humor.
got a sense of
comedian.
humor.
Yeah. I'm just saying,
Because you gotta be able
but
to
what if
connect
he ain't
with
but
the
what if he ain't a good preacher? What if he ain't a
I'm
good
just saying,
funny.
if you're an
Funny.
evangelist, you just bringing people to God. That
Oh,
means
what
somebody
you-
see something in you. They be like, I want to be like that nigga. Whether
'Cause
it's
I
that
done-
flashy nigga, that
'cause I
funny
done-
nigga,
'cause
that
I done
sharp,
definitely heard some
whatever
bad
he is,
preachers.
They want to be that. So you can be working for the devil and still bring somebody to God just based on how God works.
I don't know about working for the devil, but I think you can do some things
You
and
can be a
sin.
backsliding
Yeah.
ass preacher and
And-
still
A
bring people to
backsliding
God.
ass preacher.
Based on how God works. You can't.
Yeah, because a person be like, man, I don't want to be like that preacher. God, give me the real you, and then the person, God
I
comes
think
in
when
like
you
that.
start, I think when you start passing the baton down in talking in the faith aspect of it, then you make it in a business. That's two different things. If
Yeah.
that child has not been called
Thank
for
you.
the cloth, then they should not be the person who you pass it down. And when these pastors are doing that, then you're losing.
But
you're losing the people.
If you
You're
have
losing
raised
me.
that child in the church their whole life, so that means they done
They
had
gotta
Sunday
jump.
school.
They gotta jump.
They gotta understand. They gotta they got a big head
Okay.
start on everybody else in terms
What
of
about when you haven't raised that?
delivering
What
the
about
message.
when you haven't raised it? What about a pastor and all of a sudden his wife is a pastor?
It ain't all of a sudden she been sitting there watching your ass preach every Sunday. And she be there on time, so she know cadence. She know how to get the hoopla. She
You're
know how
not
to lay
giving
hands.
you're not giving credence to the
So you saying
quote unquote calling. Like your mama a pastor, right?
She not a pastor, she's a minister.
Well, you
I
say
think apostle is
you
what she-
satanic.
No.
Yes, you are.
I
You
drink
the devil.
vodka tonic, but ain't no say. I say vodka tonic at the bar, but there ain't no satanic. I say vodka tonic, lime squeeze.
Yeah,
Different, totally different tonic.
But you are Satan oriented.
Not at all. I'm just real, and
Come on,
God
wait,
know my
Bob.
heart.
That's why that woman left you, man. I
Man,
like her. I
Oh my
like
God.
her, man.
You should have never said nothing.
you like
Can
me.
y'all get
You
back
wouldn't
together?
have never met her if it wasn't for me. Like me, and there's gonna be another one coming along.
Lord, you devils, you know what I'm saying, man.
man. But I might not be relationship material. But I
Don't
lead
believe
with
your
that.
friend on that.
No, I lead with that all the time. I be telling people you
You
don't
know
really
she's
want this.
watching, right?
I doubt it, but she might be. But
Oh, she's watching.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy, you don't know nothing about women.
Yeah, she just
Oh,
follow.
She
I
got to
ain't
see.
said nothing
She's
bad.
got to see if you're improving without her.
She be
good
back.
people.
No,
It's
he
just
said
maybe
she's
we ain't
watching,
put
but
it together.
a woman got to watch it to see if you better without her.
Somebody brought up Dr. Crosby. He took over a church in Houston. They said he doing a good job. Well, no,
Let me tell you
Nepotism. He was
something,
the best. And I
and
just
you wanna
told
hear
him.
this?
And if you raised in the church,
I've never told
you
this
made
story.
to minister.
Dr. Cobb, Marcus Cobb,
Yeah,
came up under my daddy.
yeah.
I remember when he was born in Chicago. I know his mama, Marcus Cobb. He used to get out in the aisle when my daddy be preaching. He would get out in the aisle and they be pulling him. My dad say, let him alone, let him alone. Marcus Cobb, he's in Houston now and he got a mega church.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's something to see. I've been there. And
He came to our church. Remember?
yeah, he a bad boy.
Yeah.
Right.
But I literally remember Marcus Cobb
Imitating your father in the eye.
I remember when he was born. I remember when he was born, man. And when I go to Houston now, he comes to the show. He comes to the show. He got a mega church.
Yeah.
So that's not a case of
passing it down. Yeah, it's not nepotism. That's just
Speaking of megachurch, T.D. Jakes came out.
Yeah, TDJ came out and he was very ambiguous.
Came out of what? The
Defending
closet?
himself.
What you saying? Came out
He
of-
ain't come
He
out.
came out the shed.
He was defending himself with regard to the P. Diddy incidents, but he was very ambiguous. He was like, I'm not perfect. Now, when a preacher say I'm not perfect, he done some shit.
I'm not perfect and I'm not pregnant.
I mean, I don't even know
God for playing
why. Are you
these
sure he said that? He said that? I'm not perfect and I'm not pregnant.
didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
He did say I'm not perfect. Yeah, he said I'm not perfect, which led me to believe he was pregnant. But it,
Right. I've been power bottom, but I'm all right.
but it led me to believe
Bumpy.
that there may be something that's about to come out
I've
of
been
it.
Exactly.
power bottom.
And he was positioning himself
To get power bottom.
for a defense. But God,
Well,
Position himself to get power bottom.
part 16 of the
what
P.
was that
Diddy
thing he
saga.
said that got so much play on?
Power bottom.
No, it was something he was saying.
Oh, yeah.
Swallow.
Yeah,
Swallow.
Yeah.
You ever been swallowed?
Swallow.
Yeah.
But God bless you. July the 4th tomorrow. Y'all be careful, man.
Yep.
Police out
Y'all
there.
be
I saw
safe.
9 of them on the way to the show tonight. Y'all be careful. Take care. Barbecue. Go ahead. Have fun. You got a young girlfriend. She makes some shit from scratch. You know what? Young girls now, when they say scratch, they don't mean they made it from minerals. That mean they just was scratching their ass while they made it.
Oh, Lord.
Right.
I like to give a big shout out to my church members who I be so embarrassed, man.
They gonna pray for you now. They like, we know what to
Charlotte,
pray
God bless you. I don't know why you still up, but God bless you. That's my friend, boy. She real as they
Hey,
get.
Miss Charlotte.
Hey, what's up, Miss Charlotte?
I'm sorry, Miss Charlotte.
Miss Charlotte, Deacon as Napoleon. God bless you, boy. That's a husband. Yeah, you got to pass in heaven. I'm DC Curry.
I'm Bo P, man.
I'm Sister JJ.
I'm Brian Harper.
for. Weightball in the building.
And your man Bullhead, Assalamu alaikum.
We got Will Smith on the 1s and 2s. Not Will Smith. What's Will's last name?
Brown.
Brown with the brownies. Will Brown with the brownies in the cookies.
Willie Brown. Willie Brown, like Kamala Harris' ex-boyfriend named in San Fran.
Yeah.
You've been listening to DisRace. I holla.